Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to finish up the Twixtor tutorial with part number 2. We're going to go into After Effects and do a step-by-step guide on how to work with it and just make the best effect possible. So let's just jump right ahead with part number 2. Workflow in Post. So before we jump into After Effects, I just want to quickly show you a couple clips from a camera and clips from Fraps or any other hog capture card or any other cards. In here we have a little bit of ghosting here and there, but it's not really important. It's not really big of a deal because we have a really high shutter, 1000 or more than that, so we keep the motion blur out of the clip. But if you try Fraps or any other hog card from a video game, then you'll have a lot of ghosting, you have motion blur going everywhere, so it's really hard for the plugin to know what is a pixel, what's moving, what's not moving, how to interpret the footage, right? So what I do recommend is just see all the motion blur you have right here, all the ghosting you have right here and also here. What I do recommend is just when you're gonna play in your gap capture, just eliminate all the motion blur inside the game. So let's just go into After Effects. Let's import a clip. I have a couple clips here from my Canon and from Fraps. I'll do both. Import, select straight and matted, and both of these clips are 60p. So there's two options for editing. One, you can drag that into a new comp and start editing right away. Two, you can interpret the footage to 24p and then edit that footage. For me, number 2 is normally the best one, the one that work all the time, but we'll try both and try to see. And we just drag this one into a new comp, and we just try to find the area that we want to edit right about here, and then we just apply the plugin Twixtor. We have to make sure the frame rate is the same, so we have 59.94 and you have to put exactly the same thing into the plugin, so in here. And the motion sensitivity we go all the way up to 100%, and the frame interpolation to motion when blend. And the last thing is you make sure in here with this toggle, frame blending, you have to enable it for better effect. So we just select the area that we want to start the slow-mo where, around here, maybe around here, and you'll just add another keyframe. So in here you just put E, select E on the clip, and you can see all the effects you have behind it. And then let me just look for the keyframe. Readjusting this here, around here, yeah. I'll set one keyframe to 100%, go forward like 3 frames, and then select to 1%. So we have start and the start of the clip. And then we'll go forward around here, make another keyframe, and then jump forward like 3 more, and then put it at 100%. So that's basically telling the program, this is the start of the slow-mo, this is the end of the slow-mo, and then the clip continues X amount of time, right? So we go here slow-mo, we have this determined time to have the slow-mo clip going on, and around here when it stops, it resumes to normal speed. So if we play back, we have all this slow-mo going on, and then we resume it. We can resume at the time we want to normal velocity, and that's pretty much it. See how it looks? You have a little bit of ghosting there, a little bit of ghosting with the image, but that's fine. So we'll delete that and start the section B, or the option number 2. We import the same clip, and what we'll do, we'll duplicate it first. So we'll rename it to clip 1. And then we'll duplicate it. So Control D or edit copy, edit paste. I'm just showing you how to do it in case you don't know the commands. So clip number 2, we'll rename it to maybe like test or something like that. This is the one we're applying the interpret footage. So we go interpret main, and then we change this to 24p or 23.976. And by default this clip is already in slow motion. We can drag that into a new comp, and basically we do the same thing. We just try to find the area of the clip that we want to edit. So around here, the same jump, same clip. We enable the frame blending, we go effect Twixtor, we apply it, we make sure it's the right frame rate, so 23.976. Make sure it's always the right one. Motion sensitivity, frame blending. Then we just add the keyframes. But in this one, you'll notice we have a lot less ghosting and residual images from the previous frames. It's not perfect, this plugin is not perfect whatsoever, but it's way better if we interpret the footage first and then we try to edit, like in this case. We play with the keyframes to get the best resolution, the best speed rate around here. We trim the comp down so we only have what we want to see, and then we try to preview it. See, the ghosting, I'm gonna switch to full. The ghosting is less. Have a little bit there and pretty much it. While we are rendering, it's looking pretty decent, a lot better than the previous one. Yeah, it's not bad. You can cheat it around, you can play with different speeds. I like 1% because it's really slow, but you can get faster than that or a little bit slower than that too. Depends on the camera, right? On how many frames you have to play around with. Just want to show you, like, when you have really high shutter, you can cheat it around, and you only have a DSLR camera and you can make it look like you have a really high-end camera with a lot of frames. And this is only a T3i. It's a basic DSLR camera, and you're getting decent amount of good looking shots with just a plugin, right? So you just make sure you have the right frame rate all the time you want to do slow-mo. And here we have a little bit ghosting, but that's pretty much it. And now I'm just going to import a clip from Fraps right here, Blacklight. It's actually a free game, a free PC game. You guys should try it out. I'm going to delete the previous comp and I'm just going to rename it to Clip 1 Blacklight. And the reason why I always duplicate the clip is because once you change the frame rate, you cannot go back and undo it. So if you have only one copy of something you shot and you change it to another frame rate, then you're screwed. You cannot change it back. So always duplicate the clip before interpreting the footage to another frame rate. So we drag it to a new comp, and the same thing we did with the other clips. We just look for the area that we want to edit, around here, and we'll just maybe around here. Just one of the lens flares right around here. We just enable the plugin Twixtor, the same frame rate. Make sure it's always the same frame rate. Motion sensitivity, frame interpolation, and then enable the frame blending toggle right here. After that, just the same thing you did. Just make sure you have the keyframes for the amount of time in the area that you want to make it slow-mo. But the thing that I really want to show you is that after you applied, let's just go half here. After you applied with the clip from Fraps, look all this blurriness, look all the motion blur, all the ghosting that you have. It's having a hard time trying to figure out what to do. You'll see all the ghostings in the letters and the crosshair. It's just really hard for the program. So make sure if you're capturing for Fraps or a HAPOG capture card, make sure you turn off the motion blur inside the game, inside the video graphic game, the options. See all the ghosting there? It's because there's so much motion blur on the game and it's really hard. Yeah, and once you're done, you're pretty much done. Just trim out the comp, trim it down to the size that you want to, the length that you want it to, right about there maybe. Go to full so you can render it properly. Composition, add to render queue. Then you put the name that you want to. This is just a random thing. Save it wherever you want to, and then make sure you go to QuickTime, and then you go to format options, animation, and 100%. This is the best settings for rendering. Go to OK, and then just render it out. Fast forwarding, and now you're done. It's properly rendered, and it should be able to import it without any problems into After Effects again, or Premiere if you're editing, and if you're doing color correction. It should be ready just to roll. Thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, and make sure you also hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.